Hello there, everybody. Yeah, got to dig that Al Stewart. A little bit of You're the Cat. And isn't it always seemed that a way that we are definitely, yeah, I got it. I see it. It says, You're live, dude. And I am alive. And all of us are alive, but we actually were never dead. Or were we possibly never dead, but alive? Yeah. All depends on your point of view. So, hello, Soul Tribe. How y'all doing? Good to see you. And all others who are joining us. And thank you. Thank you so much for being a part of the journey because, folks, it is a journey. And no matter how you look at it, it's an experience. And as gods, humans have the most amazing ability to create reality. Our brains right now are creating each of our individual realities. Really enjoyed Nina's show last night. Check it out. Good show, Nina. Going to have you on, girl. I'd like to talk to you a little bit more about your experience. Way to go. So, yeah, it's an experience. So enjoy it. Just speaking again, favor over all of us. That just means each of us are empowered to prosper. Prosperity is not a thing. It is a state of mind, a state of consciousness. And once you adapt to it, you find out when you work with it, man, it just flows. So anyway, be of service to others, because if you are, you're planting your seed for your need. It'll come along. That's how the universe works. And sending healing out to Marsha, Robert. There was someone else. I'm sorry if I didn't remember the name. I'll think of it, had it in my notes, but where did the notes go? Where did the bloody bridge go? But we're just sending out healing to everyone who is needing it. So we're pushing it on you. So hello, everyone in the chat room. Hello, Deborah Sloan. I think I saw Kaz, Martin and Heidi, David Castle, along with Rufus. I the Maelstrom. How are you doing? Red Honey 9. Hello. Let's see if I don't say hello to you, this means I haven't seen it scroll by. So go. Good to see you, Scotty Boy, as well. Jenny, hello. Energy Shifter. Howdy. Good to see you. Hello, Nina. How are you doing? I really enjoyed your show. It was a very enlightening conversation. I loved your guest. He was spot on. And anyway, y'all check it out. It's mind blowing. Hey, Chloe, what's up? Hey, Trina. Much love to everybody. Zigzagzilla. Hello, Trina, and I'll be on tomorrow. Hey there, Chris. Good to see you, dear. Julie, hello. Hello, Maria. Good to see you, Linda. Hello. Bum, 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 bum. Do, 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 do. You know, the energy, folks, in the world is like, I mean, I could almost become wax poetic, as we stand on the eve of the abyss. We look upon this precipice of which we have now ascended, the edifice of our creation, the edifice of our downfall. Yet we stand and yet we look, but yet we see not what we want. Hey, how about that? Well, the dude's a poet and didn't know it. I gotta love it, folks. Hey, Robert V, how you doing, brother? Cindy, I hope you're feeling much better. Yeah. So the badass for today, I love these things because you are a badass. This is for Monday, January 24th. If you, like most people, have a troubled or conflict relationship with money, you have the ability to heal it, to transform it, and become such awesome pals with money that you wake up one day to find yourself standing in the middle of the life you've always wanted to live. And you can start making this change right now. All you need to do is wake the blank up to what's holding you back. Make new, powerful choices about what you focus in on. Immerse yourself in vision with money, and go for it like you ain't never gone for it before. Yeah. It's the laws of nature. Like attracts like. True. Look around you. What do you see? And here we go. Hey, Regina, what's up? You got to laugh, folks. Come on. It's the laughter. If you don't laugh at least once a day, you're doing yourself a disservice. I mean, I'm convinced that the spirit realm laughs. And I think they're attracted to that vibration, that frequency, that tone. You know, if you've been practicing on open the third eye, it's interesting. And what a group of in sync people. Yeah, I got the NXS going in my head. Man, it's a time when I had a lot of fun when I lived in Knoxville, Tennessee, at a nice club. Well, actually, it was an eatery, but the club was more exciting than, well, the food was pretty good. Michael's. Anyway, anyone who lives in Knoxville would know. But back in the day, yeah, had fun. Anyway, so I digress. What else? There is so much going on. Cheers, everybody. I love the synchronicity in the group. It's strong here. The force is strong amongst this group. Our angel for the day is Kathatel. El has the name of God, E-L, I-A-H, or etc. This is the angel of divine blessings. This means the Deus Andratus, the adored God, patron of farmers, teachers, parents, meteorology, agriculture, plants and animals, and the four elements of nature. Excuse me. Air, water, fire, and earth. Creator of fertile lands and plentiful harvest. Talking about the seed, if you have a need, plant a seed, you'll never have another need. That's like the one that, you know, if you learn to doubt your doubts, you'll never doubt your doubts again. Yeah, follow it. Protects during pregnancy as well as during birth itself. This is a powerful angel. Think about it. Protects children and parents, materializes God's will, helps to change one's lifestyle, symbol of blessing and abundance of the soul. May your soul prosper, right? Isn't that how it's written out? Shows how to live in accordance with the cosmic law of the divine. Provides with energy for the work and active life, offers energy to succeed quickly, and teaches how to move forward. It's the thing about forgiveness. If you learn to forgive and forget, you know, the FFs, man, I'll tell you what, you'll leave this realm karmatic free. Nice way to exit out, isn't it? To know that the sheet is balanced, the books are balanced. Not anything owed to you, nothing that you owe. Why is that so difficult? I don't know. Because we're such emotional creatures. We've been given the gift of emotion. I don't know if angelics, if demonics, or aliens, I don't know if they have emotions, one would think, hopefully. But emotions is a heavy responsibility. We spend a whole lifetime trying to master them. Yeah. What we end up being is a jack of all trades and a master of none. I think that's how the saying goes. Let's see. Watch the on the replay, the Andromeda 7 ladies on Friday night show. And Jules, that was just quite interesting, the synchronicity. And if you guys didn't watch that, go back and watch that. And if you haven't watched it, make sure you subscribe. But Jules got into a lot of the drawings that I did because, you know, that was what my intuition said. Said, like, do it, dude. And I said, really? Yeah, do it. So let me stop and see what's in the chat room. Hey, Jules, what's up? Mary wins. Wayne wins. We all win. We all win when Mary wins. I like that. When Mary wins, we all wins. Hey, Karen, how you doing? Is it still cold up there? I bet it is. Dar Smile, what's up? What else is going on? A lot going on, actually. So, been doing some thinking. So, let me pull this up. Let me go about it this way. This way. All right, this is from studyfinds.org. Great website. Check it out. Milky Way may be home of other Earth-like planets with oceans and continents. And the story goes on that, gee, you know, we're finally realizing that there are these. We have one. Ours is the Milky Way. And the Milky Way is a cannibalistic thing. I mean, it may be that we actually came from the Sagittarius A galaxy, but we got gobbled up by the Milky Way. But anyway, so let me expand that. And as you can see, I mean, we're talking stars that all have planets. You know, is there life in these other star systems? Such unusual things out there. And, you know, this is us, so they say. I mean, I don't know. They say we're in a spiral galaxy. I guess they said that our telescopes, you know, took these pictures, and that what we have to apprehend is that there's life. Excuse me, abundant life. Planets. Think about it. So anyway, then the thought occurred to me, well, and I'm just going to be straightforward about this because someone wrote me, I saw over the weekend, it was in a comment, and it just got me to thinking. We attack others who don't believe, perceive, or want to acknowledge that their reality is it holds a single whatever, a deity, a God, a Lord, I don't know, a creator, an everything, a nothing, I don't know. But I look at this and see, at some time, if we're ever going to actually survive as a species, we've got to start accepting some realities. And the one reality in my reality that my brain fashions is that I look at the universe and I go, seriously? So you're telling me that that is a Judaic God? I mean, is really that's what the universe is about? Evangelizing the universe into a single doctrine, a single mind virus? You know, I wrote this in a comment to the individual and I meant it. I think religion is a mental illness. I think it carries a virus with it. I do. It hinders our species. At some time, if we were created, I'm not saying we weren't. No one seems to know. A lot of theories, but a lot of books, but all books are just merely theories, thoughts, channeled. I won't repeat that to my parents. Well, it's true. Excuse me again. Woke up with a dry throat, but I got my tea, so it's doing all right. Lynn and I talked about this last night, and this is why I really love about my wife. She's an equal in every way, superior in some, and as she said, I'm superior in others, and we really balance each other out. But we were talking about, all right, parents. If you continually went in and rescued your son or daughter, who after repeatedly being shown, taught that this has certain consequences, this doesn't. And if the side was continually the side of the consequences, and you went in and rescued them, they would learn nothing. What they would learn is that they could screw up, and it didn't matter how bad they screwed up, you're going to come in to the rescue. Yes, Joe, I agree. And my whole point to this is we're in a time right now where everyone thinks that this is the apocalypse, that the book of Revelation is coming to pass, biblical prophecy is upon us, and there is not a goddamn thing you can do about it. That's bullshit. Just straight up, it's bullshit. It's an indoctrinated belief that has saturated the consciousness of humanity. And as a result of it, it has divided humanity. My whole point to this is, why would a God send in a rescue team, a savior, whoever, when the species is not going to learn anything? Maybe extinction might be the best thing and start over again. And who knows? Much like the Matrix 2, the architect said it. We've tried to create the perfect world for you. We didn't do it once. We did it multiple times. And every time we created a perfect world for you, you screwed it up. You always screw it up. We have tried a million different renditions, reiterations. You always screw it up. So how do we correct that? And this is just me, but at some point, man's got to come together as a species and realize the belief systems haven't worked. So, for the sake of our species, maybe we should try a different direction. What the? Go a different direction. I mean, isn't that the definition of insanity? Someone who does the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Yes, I have energy shifter. Hey, and the point is that history has taught us that what we have been taught isn't what happened. And the weirdest thing, and we have beat this dead horse, none of us remember. That's why we have historians, archaeologists, paleontologists. Yeah. It's I best put it out there that the conversation needs to be had as a species. As I wrote this person, I said, here's the problem. We got 10,000 other religions who all say that they are the one true religion, that theirs is the one true God. And they can generate as much books as we do just because you've got the spell book, the God spell book. That's what it is. And I'm telling you, I've taken a lot of LSD and none of it messed up my mind like that book did. And it took about a decade to get that shit out of me. And what I have found out is that the interesting thing about metamorphosis is that when you transmute something, you find out you end up taking the gold out of the ton of crap that you have to sift through to get it. The door to everything. Okay. Have quite a few in the library, but yeah, that's how we learn. I mean, is to learn. Great. I always look at other books. That is great. Lady Rose, that is very well. She says, how can we accept another intelligent life in the cosmos if we cannot accept each other? Here, religion and politics divide. Often the race shouldn't. Yeah, it is. It is the great divider, isn't it? And we're such a forgetful species. I told this person, I said, when will humanity awake and stop spilling our blood for causes that we don't even know what the cause really is? Correction, The Door of Everything by Ruby Nelson. All right. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate that. So, because if we continue down the path that the world is signaling, there we go. How do you say that, Steiger? With great ease, by the way, that it could be a real unpleasant reality. If you go back and study how world conflicts start, it's not the big thing that goes boom. It's the small little thing that ignites the fuse for the big boom. And wow, if this was a time that we needed to get our collective consciousness going in a different direction. I mean, they're amping up the fear. I mean, if you had a meter, you're looking at it, I mean, the thing's pegged out. Yeah, monkey experiment. Yeah, y'all are getting it. Yeah, I mean, this is like preaching to the choir. I mean, no one's preaching, but it's just the reality. And that's why the study of, for me, magic is nothing more than discovered science that's been forgotten. I believe that there was once a much more intelligent version of us. I think they left. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. Don't know. Because here's the thing. Now, let me pull this up. Just give me 1 second. So, cool. All right. So, allowed me to go and expand our thought for a second. Just a second. So, this is evidence of what I do believe they would be classified as a class 4 civilization. Talked about this about a year ago, maybe almost 2 years. Time does fly quickly. So this is a picture of a distant galaxy. I forget how many millions, billions light years away it is, but our telescopes captured this. And what we discovered here was something that blew the scientists away. In fact, I haven't really seen much written about this, but allow me to zoom in, if I may. And so this is the phenomenon. You can see it. This is not an anomaly of the camera. It's not an artifacting. It is what they captured. If what is being shown here is correct, then this is evidence of a civilization that has been able to conquer the distances of space. And so let me go to the next one. And so here you can see it. I just merely, and my point to all this is, and there you can see it. It connects into these star systems. It goes all the way over. I have one on the other side. You can see it coming across. And here it is. And when I was looking at this, I found it to be fascinating that and Ben Davidson, he actually brought this out. Here's another one. So is this my point to this is, do you think that they're fighting each other who God is? Are they even, do they even think like that? I mean, if you are able to literally conquer space, time, distance, are they really tearing themselves up because of resources? I don't think so. And it's just gotten me to this whole point that we have become, I don't know, lost. And here is the other part of it. So anyway, the point being to all this is, all right, are they in these battles? Do they really worry about angels, demons, jinn, the den? I mean, do they really fear a thing called the devil, Satan, Lucifer? Do they follow the tenets of a Jewish so-called savior? Did they practice Judaism all the existence? I mean, you're talking a very advanced civilization beyond us. We're not even reached one yet. And have they gone through persecutions where people who studied really nothing more than nature, the natural laws, burn them at the stake, torture them, kill them because they have a different belief system? And do they debate this whole thing about death? I mean, when you're out there like that, have they transcended beyond the need for a physical manifestation of a body? Are they more etheric in their physicality of their forms? I don't know. Bernadette said they're probably vibrating much higher than us. Yeah. I mean, it's just some of the things I think about, because, you know, it's this book, by the way, I got to tell you, is a great book. It's a good read, and it kind of helps starting on this whole idea. Then, all right, is it possible? I was had a really busy weekend, but I started getting into the writings of John Dee. And he's an interesting dude. He really is. I find so much of the information of that era, and John Dee was a master magician. I mean, I'd love to go back in time and look at his library. I think time travelers probably have. They say that John Dee's library, you know, that Edward Kelly stole, you know, some of the books. It's rumored that Kelly stole the Book of Life. Don't know. We do know that at the end of Queen Elizabeth's reign and the introduction of the foul religion, Christianity, that broke into Dee's library, set it on fire. Someone obviously took apparently some of the more really what I would call extremely knowledgeable, valuable master books. Who knows? It's rumored that John Dee actually had the copy of the Liber Lilith, and that the one that my namesake discovered, was probably, may have been the original that came out of John Dee's library. The myths, the legends of John Dee, A&E has AMC, excuse me. They have The Discovery of Witches. It's a great series. Very accurate in much of the actual happenings of that time period, right about 1591, 1592. That was the end of the Golden Era. It was said that that is, in fact, when the second dark age came upon the land. I don't know. We all have different points of view. I read an email someone sent me right before I went on live, that, you know, my indoctrination said, well, divination, fortune telling, conjuring with the dead, channeling, all that, you know, is evil. But yet, the very religion does the very same thing. What's that about? And when you finally discover that, you go, oh man, you know, what? But I will say this. Upon reading Awakening of the Third Eye, as I've gotten further into the chapters, I'm convinced a lot of us that came out of that religion, we activated our third eye, not even realizing it. Now, it's amazing how you become aware, because you become aware of the spirit realm. That's an activation that I hadn't even thought about. You become adaptive, accustomed to the miraculous, which becomes almost the normalcy. I mean, for me, speaking in tongues is no big deal. Laying on my hands, speaking healing into a human body, anybody, a plant, an animal. Yeah. The gift of seeing into the spirit realm. What I didn't realize, Nina, speaking to you directly, I really want you to come on, dear, to talk about this, because she did something I thought was just remarkable. I was like going, way to go, Nina. Yeah, girl. What I didn't realize was that when I was 16, I activated my third eye just by the environment, the substances, the teachings. Never even knew it. So it's quite interesting for myself to look at this and go, well, magic is just a name that we've given something that the world basically doesn't understand, is afraid of. In modern culture, unfortunately, magic has become nothing more than a 3-card money game. You got the tricksters, the hucksters, the etc. I happen to agree with the author of Harrison and Shadrach, and it's true. There's probably very few authentic practicing magicians. And the thing about it is, in this group, there's a lot of them. I mean, we have a tendency to subconsciously be drawn towards that type of energy that we're very akin to. And it's why this group is where it is. It's an amazing group. And it's diversity, because each one of us brings in another unique perspective that the group can become introduced to, and we continue to grow. Lost in Space says, my third eye opened on September 18th, 2016. There you go. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Indeed, Scotty boy. Indeed. Now you got, yeah. I love it. The Steve Miller Band. I mean, come on. Love that dude. I mean, Steve Miller Band is like the Doobie Brothers. You know, they're a band that, you know, the sad thing about how they disrupted our whole lives was that it was kind of almost cool to know that you would see either the Doobies or Steve Miller and his band at least once a year at Red Rocks here. I mean, yeah. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, fly like an eagle. There we go. See, there we are. Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm. Indeed, Elderberry, absolutely. So, Nina, this is what you're looking for. Just thought I'd tell you. Yeah. That spiritual thing. Yeah, the shrooms have a much different effect than the others. But Yeah, and there you go. She's put it in there. Really, it was the gentleman's. I know he was a friend of yours from, I guess, been a friend for a long time. It's Patrick. Was that his name? Was that correctly? Great information. Loved it. I'm from a much earlier generation of that experimentation. For us, Nina, the average, we had about 170 mics was typically. I got a hold of some window pane one time that was said to have been almost 200 mics. That was pretty groovy, man. I'm going to tell you what. Saw Bo Diddley and Creedence Clearwater Revival. Man, I'm back there right now, man. Yeah, that was indeed, indeed, indeed. So but that's what you're looking for, Nina. So just to let you know, boom. I love this. So had some books. Oh, Paul is your cousin. Okay, thank you, Nina. That would make sense. Makes sense, wow, the synchronicity. So my cousins and I, we had there were about 20 of us. We were all within 3 to 4 years of each other. And Marilyn went to Woodstock. When she came back, she turned on my 2 cousins. When I say turned on, I mean, I think it was Orange Sunshine. Anyway, from that, before you knew it, the awokeness went through all the cousins. So that would make a lot of sense. So there we go. Elderberry says, I haven't seen window pane since 79. Yeah, for me, that would be probably 72, to be exact. In fact, it was that particular adventure where I actually left my body. Left my freaking body. Yeah, I've talked about that adventure. That one was... it's always interesting. The album In Search of the Lost Chord had come out. And if many of you remember the album cover of that and how the moon and those clouds are going up there, that was kind of the effect. And yeah, they called the freaking paramedics. Oh, yeah. Anyway, folks, I'm telling you, there's an actual another realm out there that's right next to us. I mean, it's not that far away. I mean, the only thing blocking that way is this up here. And when those neural receptors are rearranged, and they do, I mean, I took enough of the substances that it permanently rearranged, but I'm a much better person for it. Much more adaptable, I guess, would be the way. I don't know. Okay. Hey, David, how are you doing, my brother? I haven't seen you. I had you on my spirit mind last night. So, yeah. See, David knows. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of us know. And, now we're at that point where, and here's my take on this about legalization of drugs. Our species is already addicted to drugs. Big Pharma has captured virtually all the humans. And they've injected us, with substances for a long time. Now, we've been conditioned to say, well, because the word is legal, it's perfectly acceptable. And you think about it today, the drugs that heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, children's diseases. I mean, so, and then the big drug that no one wants to acknowledge, but it has a spiritual essence to it. It does. Is coffee. Caffeine is the number one addictive drug of the world. But because society finds that perfectly acceptable, then it's completely legal. Now, in the day when I was growing up, yeah, I sold a lot of marijuana. I actually crossed the river. But the thing is that I come from a culture that's a little bit different. The fact that marijuana is now legal in more states is in one way kind of really cool, because there was an adaptive practice of getting into nature by using the natural herbs that nature allotted. And one of the things that nature allots to us is hallucinogenics, psychedelics, mushrooms, lysergic dethalamide, peyote. And so, there's the thing about it is the one drug that they really should have never allowed is alcohol. But we've been into alcohol since nearly from the beginning. Why did we ingest fermented fruit, etc.? Because this is a hellhole. That's why. And it's a lot better if you get a buzz on. Now, people say, well, you can't go through life that way. Why not? I mean, you're going through an altered reality. You're going to go either through the programmed one that they want you to, or you can choose your own. And if you're truly a practicing magician or a witch, then you should know about what nature offers, because each of these plant substances offers a spiritual doorway. That's why they're now finding that the effect of psilocybin has a remarkable effect for people who suffer from post-stress traumatic syndrome, PTSD. Yeah, who'd have thought? We were just freaking ahead of our time. We would just go out early in the morning, down out there outside Spring, Texas. That's where there was a particular cow farm out there that whatever they gave those cows, they produced some of the best mushrooms ever. I mean, it was really, yeah. So there you go. But it's true. But the illusion is that, well, that's illegal substance, And the thing about spirits and alcohol, that's exactly what it is. You're distilling a process. When you're doing, as moonshiners will tell you, those are the home brewers will tell you, it's in the distillation process that the ether comes into play. And if you happen to know, or even watch the show, some of those guys, they really understand what's going on. You can get, for instance, in the way that the alchemy is mixed, you're going to get a higher concentration. And it's amazing because, again, different spirits of alcohol will invoke a different type of reaction. And in fact is that when a person is drunk, they're in a spiritual stupor. They just don't realize it. Well, some do. I mean, the native Amazonian Indians and other more what we would call primitive cultures, their medicine men understood this. It wasn't to be abused, but it was to be administered in both a medicinal and spiritual nature. See, Elder Barry said, yeah, who made it illegal? Marijuana was legal in the U.S. until they wanted to control it. Bingo, bingo. I had a friend that got the shit beat out of him by the cops, man. Oh, Bob, man. it's amazing, how you begin to connect it all. And so now I look at it in this view is that, well, until they figured out, and I've been an advocate for the legalization of marijuana for decades, that until they figured out how they can make a buck off of it, it was going to remain illegal. The reason why it's becoming legal now is that you have the tobacco companies who have now heavily invested along with the pharmaceutical companies. And now the government realizes through the states here in the United States that have legalized marijuana. And in the case of Oregon, and I think in Washington State and probably in Colorado, they will legalize psychedelics, primarily mushrooms, other forms of hallucinogenics that they can make a shitload of money. Federal government's going, holy crap. Now, they tax it to the nth degree here, but nevertheless. So, had no plan to talk about that at whatsoever, was not even thinking about that, but I guess we go with the flow. Yeah, exactly. And the thing about it is, I don't like alcohol. I used to be a real connoisseur of wine, but my spirit said enough, but yeah, it's to each their own. But again, I can't see for something that's been here longer before alcohol. I think cannabis is, and we're finding more and more the medicinal, aspects of it. Again, why do you think the pharmaceuticals are involved into it? Yeah. So there you go. Brian says you need good seeds to grow your own. Yeah, that's the problem, is finding the seeds. True story. So I lived with a guy by the name of Billy Touton. Really, that was his last name. And we would buy kilos. We lived in Houston, 1971. And so when we would get the bricks in, and that's how they came in wrapped in butcher meat paper. And so, they would weigh, exactly 2.5 pounds, 1 kilo thereabouts. And so we're sitting at the table busting these bricks up. And I mean, once they're compressed by machines that were never designed to compress marijuana, but they were. We opened up one of those bricks, and I remember the whole damn corner was seeds. I mean, seeds. Today, those seeds are like freaking valuable. It's like, you can't find, the green that has seeds in it for the most part, not here. But yeah. And that just pissed us off because seeds are heavy and you can't sell seeds. You just can't. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, going down old memory lane. Mm-hmm. Scotty boy. Yeah, isn't that the truth? Yeah. Quite the days, Never got busted, never did, had friends that did. And but yeah. Can't smoke seeds. No, you can't, Ruth Ann. Can't do it. It's just, but it was just one of those things you got. And I, because that's, the risk you take, back in the day. Hey, Melinda, what's up? I love this group, try selling God's seed in federal. Another true story. There was a park out near Pasadena, It was called People's Park. And anyway, it was one of these things that each Sunday bands would just show up, you know, and they would start playing. And, you know, I mean, some good bands. And so it was where you were at. And they would have in the main park where they actually had the band setting up and people would sit out there. And then off and down the hill, there were these woods, and that was Dealer's Alley. And I mean, you could find anything you were looking for. And the thing about it is that the children of God, they had this big yellow school bus. And everyone knew what the gig was. You know, they had number one, they typically had munchy food. You know, we're talking sandwiches. I actually had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And, you know, yeah. So, you know, you got rid of the munchies and you got to go listen to some good music. And then you got your spirit minister too. Yeah. Never had the Hare Krishna people. I guess the children of God claimed this territory. I don't know. For me, it was just the fact that, you know, you could go there and have a good buzz. And then there was that fateful Sunday in May. When the Houston PD decided they were going to do their own rodeo. And yeah, it was a bad day. They had like 100 cop cars. I mean, seriously, 100 cop cars. And they let the dogs loose. Hey, it was just a bad scene. And that was the day the music died, I guess. All right. Did not intend to go down memory lane on this one, but those who lived in Houston in 1972, you know what I'm talking about, what happened. But yeah, it was a bummer, man. It was just a real bummer. So anyway, but there was a lot of good times. The group Trapeze has released an album from the October concert in Houston, Texas. I was there at that one. But yeah, check it out. Trapeze, they'll do that. All right, everybody. Houston is Western Louisiana. I don't know. I knew two dudes. Never have told. These two guys were freaking crazy. I made the poor choice that they invited me because they lived in Louisiana. Yeah. Let me tell you about frog hunting in Seconal. It don't work. I'm just telling you, it don't work. It's a disaster. And yeah, and it only got worse from there. There was an actual car crash. Yeah. There was some wild stuff. These people crazy. I was never so glad to get the hell out of there and get back to Houston. All right. There was an experience that those folks, but you know what they could do really good was cook. They had this crawfish boil, and wow, yeah. But they were crazy. Woof. I'm talking they wrecked the car. I mean, yeah. Seconal and Nebutol. I mean, you know, you're going, why? I like the Aurora Bear. I mean, you know, the 714s. That's all I got to say. All right, folks. Now the bus is coming to an end right here. So hope you enjoyed the ride. It was entertaining for me up here. That was for sure. Yes, tomorrow we'll have Miss Trina, and we'll talk about something that has a little more relevancy than my memories. But I'll have to tell y'all the time when Nelson, myself, and John Scott, we were all heading down to Surfside in Texas. And to be on the LSD, yeah. All right, folks, much love. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for the laughter. Y'all just enrich my life every day, and I hope it's fun. Check out the show last night with Nina. Seriously, that was a good show. All right, folks, much love to you. I'll see you tomorrow. All righty, bye-bye.